Good morning. I'm Master Sergeant Ron Glazer, and today I'm going to be briefing you on the eight-step problem-solving process. While going through this process, it is important because we're going to resolve a problem within our organization that could better us in the future. That process entails identifying the problem. We're going to validate that problem through SWOT and voice of the customer, gap analysis. To find performance gaps, we have a SMART goal using value stream mapping, the ideal state versus the future state. We will also use the 5 tools why to find the root cause. Countermeasures for that solution. Seeing those countermeasures through, we're going to confirm those results, and we're going to standardize the results and processes. Now, our problem statement within our organization is since January 2018, Loadmasters have not been flying an equal number of missions. Some Loadmasters have been flying one mission every 3 or 4 months. Others fly 3 missions in 1 month. That's impacted experience and proficiency with a check ride failure rate up 5% in the last 2 years. We're validating this through the voice of the customer. The Loadmaster is the customer. We've had complaints of not getting the opportunity to fly missions. It's also validated through our SWOT tool, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Our strength with this problem is the mission always gets done, 100% compliance with accomplishing the mission. Our biggest weakness is the inexperience and non-proficient Loadmasters. The opportunity that we have here is to spread the wealth, spread the missions throughout all of our Loadmasters. And the biggest threat is an aircraft mishap. We could lose an airplane and a crew. We could damage the airplane. It's a very big deal, very big threat. So next we'll go into the gap analysis. The gap analysis finds gaps in where we're deficient at. Our desired state is going to be to have 100% Loadmaster proficiency. And that's defined by getting our Loadmasters out on the road at least 1 mission every 2 months. And the current state, as stated before, is guys are flying 1 mission every 3 to 4 months. And that has dropped our proficiency level to 95% with the 5% check ride failure rate. The action steps we're going to take to mitigate that risk is quarterly reviews. Spot checks by our instructors and evaluator Loadmasters. They're going to jump on trips to check these guys out to make sure they're staying proficient and experienced. We're also going to implement a competent approval system, and by that we're going to have senior NCOs evaluating, or not evaluating, but monitoring our aircrew schedulers and how they schedule trips from here out. Next, we're going to establish our SMART goal, which is to have those Loadmasters flying one mission every 2 months. Through our value stream mapping, we have our ideal state and our future state. That ideal state is to have that Loadmaster fly 1 mission every 2 months so that he can stay experienced, proficient, and we can eliminate check ride failures. There's no reason that we should be able to have a 0% fail rate. In the future state, we're going to eliminate the waste. The waste that I see here is having very experienced guys flying all the time versus guys flying not very often. So we're going to eliminate those wasted trips where we can gain experience for these other guys. Next is the root cause analysis, where we ask ourselves why. Why is this a problem? Why is the next step happening? So for instance, aircrew schedulers, why are they not advertising missions to all of our Loadmasters? Well, why are they not doing that? It's because They're doing line of sight scheduling. So whoever walks in the office, hey, can you do this trip? They don't go down a list. They don't track. They're not tracking who's flying when and how often. And we get to the bottom of that after we ask ourselves why several times to get to our root cause. Well, the root cause is there's a policy in place, but it's not being enforced and it's not being followed. Senior NCOs need to enforce that policy of first in, first out, which stands for FIFO. When a loadmaster flies, they should be whoever flew the longest time ago. They'll fly, and then they go to the bottom of the list. They won't fly again until every other loadmaster has flown. Countermeasures for this, attainable. We keep them attainable and realistic through using the resources that we have. We have Microsoft Excel. We're going to use our aircrew schedulers, and we're going to use our senior NCOs to implement this course of action. Senior NCOs are going to re-implement that FIFO policy. We'll have the schedulers design a spreadsheet in Excel that tracks names and when people flew. We'll track the last couple missions so that we can see how often aircrew loadmasters are flying. We're going to make that list available to all of our loadmasters, sending out a mass email once a month to all of them so they can see and prepare when they should be flying next time. Next, we'll have accountability. Those senior NCOs are going to monitor that flying list, that FIFO list, and make sure it's being implemented correctly. We'll have that quarterly review. We'll have random instructors and evaluators doing spot checks on the airplane. And this will take about 6 to 8 months to get through the rotation of everyone getting a chance to fly 1 or 2 times, and we can see how this is going and that it's working. We're going to see those countermeasures through by having a training plan for schedulers, so when new schedulers come in, the process stays the same. We want to keep it standardized so that it never changes. We're going to do a training program on basic using Microsoft Excel, how to send out a mass email, track flying frequency through that FIFO, communicating with your senior NCOs, communicating with stand eval and check rides. Next, we're going to confirm those results. The Excel spreadsheet is black and white. It shows when each loadmaster has flown. Then we're gonna have our schedulers confirm a stand eval check ride failures monthly, and they are going to track that to see our overall results. If those results don't meet expectations, which is to fly one mission every 2 months, we're going to ask the loadmaster, why are you not flying? Were you not available, or did the scheduler ask you to do a mission? Did you get the opportunity at least? We're going to standardize those results by using a process I've seen before here at our base. We had some evaluators go out on a LOSA, which is a line operations safety audit, where they flew with different C-17 units to see how they're doing things, making sure that checklists are being followed, making sure that everything is standardized across the board. We will also have outside organizations within the base come in and do a quarterly review on our schedulers to make sure the process is staying the same, make sure it's being done correctly. So that's our 8-step problem-solving process. We went over what the problem was, validated that problem through the voice of the customer, the loadmaster, and our SWOT diagram. We used gap analysis to find those gaps. We had a SMART goal, used value stream mapping, ideal state and future state. We used our five whys for our root cause analysis. We came up with countermeasures for a solution to the problem. We saw those countermeasures through, confirmed the results, and standardized the results in the process. I hope you enjoyed this brief, and I hope that it gets you to try to fix some more problems out there in the organization to make it better in the future. Thank you for your time.